10 Count by Deor.
Hey guys, 10 Count by Deor. You know how it is. We're here at Riverside MMA with our good friend Matt. Thank you for having us here. Thank you for opening the doors of your gym for us, and giving us the opportunity to do this interview with you.
Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it.
Our pleasure. Matt, so tell us a little bit about the gym, what you do, schedules, classes. Go ahead.
So we're actually D-Size Gym. We do a little bit of everything. So the gym started out as just a full racquetball gym in the 70s. Mm-hmm. It's the number one racquetball gym in the country. It's a pretty big deal. But it has that died off. The previous owners turned it into half racquetball, half health club. After the pandemic, they'd kind of had enough of it. And at the time, I was just leasing the back room, a couple of the back little areas. So we had started out back there just doing MMA with some of my buddies that fought. We kind of we were a band of misfits, so we needed our own home. We didn't quite fit in other gyms, kept getting kicked out. Now that I own a business, like I look back, we were terrible. But there were some really good guys. There were a couple guys that fought in the UFC and Bellator, so we had started out in that back room, and then slowly introduced fitness kickboxing, and did it completely wrong for a couple years, trying to figure it out, and then started to take off. Then the pandemic hit, and then the previous owners, they decided they were done with it and sold the building, and we were scrambling trying to find a new home. No one would lease to me because for year and a half, we didn't have any business, and we weren't out of the pandemic yet, so it was kind of sketchy for someone to lease us a space. But the guy that bought the building, I don't know if he knew what he was getting into with it, and so he thought that he might be able to turn around and put cubicles and rent it out, and that wasn't going to happen. So he had reached out to the old owner, if someone might be interested in keeping it going, and so I had been telling them for a long time I would do that, and we made it work. A lot of negotiating back and forth, and mountain of risk. It's pretty sketchy. So anyway, we did that, and then we started expanding, and we grew some right away. So we do kids kickboxing. Our fitness kickboxing is really big. We do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, we do Muay Thai kickboxing, and we also have our MMA program. And it's been taking off. This year's been really good. We struggled. I used to come into Lala's place when we were really struggling last year. Just he'd listen to me complain about how bad things were, so now we're going good. We're expanding some more. We've got our women's kickboxing, which is huge. So I think 350 women in that program.
Wow.
Yeah, it's nuts. We were like 100 when I was last year. So we're growing like crazy. So we're having to outfit a whole new room for them. But that's going to let us do more Muay Thai, more Jiu-Jitsu. We're going to start our kids Jiu-Jitsu program coming up, which we're really excited about.
How long are the classes?
So our structured classes are about an hour. Or if you come to like our Muay Thai or our Jiu-Jitsu class, this is like the main classes. The instruction goes about an hour, and then we just spar. Really, these young guys still make them leave. Some of them have keys now; they just don't leave. So.
You have more women than you do men now, or yeah?
Yeah, just we kind of found a niche for marketing, and fitness kickboxing. Yeah. It's just nuts. But now, as we're able to open up our other programs. Yeah. I don't know that it'll ever balance out, but it'll get a little closer.
Definitely. What I like about this gym, it has that like 90s feel.
Yeah, it's stuff. Gritty. It's we're definitely not fancy. It's not. But we are actually. I say that we're about to do some big renovations and
upgrading.
Yeah, it's just some cool stuff coming up.
That's right. So what's the end goal? Like, what's your final vision of what Riverside MMA is going to look like, or it's going to be? Because I know you still have a few rooms that are open.
Yeah, we're almost 20,000 square feet. So the end goal is, and not necessarily for bragging rights or anything, but our model works really well. So we'll be with one of the biggest gyms in really in California. We'll have and our pricing's low enough that it's accessible, right? So the goal is I want a place. So I named my corporation years before we started. I formed my LLC when we were just teaching MMA in the back to our fighters. So it's one training system. So it's one place for everything. So I want one place where the moms can come do kickboxing while their kids are doing whatever martial arts. The dads can come do Muay Thai, or they can go lift weights. We even have a bar up front, so people hang out up front.
Protein beers.
Yeah, something like that. You know, we can't serve it, but you can bring your own ice chest. But that was the goal. You know, I want to have just a big place that everyone can do everything. And it's not, the barrier of entry for us is really low. And so we have a young group. You know, we come in, it's not, there are other big gyms, they charge big initiation fees and lock in these contracts and stuff. And it really makes it inaccessible for teenagers and adults. If you come into our class, we do have a bunch of old guys who are, I'm old, but we have a lot of young guys, teenagers that need it more than anybody. They're knuckleheads.
And so with that being said, let's say when I started going to the gym, it was very nerve-wracking to just walk into a spot, and especially something this big, to try to, because before I went to the gym, I didn't know anything about working out. Is there something that you guys provide, or can anybody come in even if they've never worked out?
Yeah, so on our health club side, I have they're the independent contractors, but I have 5 or 6 trainers that are always up there, and they're giving out free pointers left and right. And we actually have workout guides we give you if you just want to lift weights. If you're coming in on the martial arts side, we have beginner starting everything. We had 10 new people last night, in different classes. So people, we've really had to practice and streamline the process for, like our Muay Thai last night, there's 41 or 42 people in it.
Oh, wow.
And so put it all levels, so it's hard when you have 3 people that have come in that have never thrown a punch, another guy that did some other martial art. Right. And then we've got guys that, we have, I think on the 18th or 9th, we have another round of guys fighting in Muay Thai. And so the guys that are in competition prep in one corner, new guys over here, plus the guys that just want to burn some calories, and then another group that wants to fight at some point. And so it's our coach Kyle Sarah. He's I don't know how he orchestrates all that. He's got good help. Our team that's in there with him is phenomenal.
And that's the amazing part, that you have diversity for everything. Also, I see that, and we were talking about you do a lot for the city and give back to the city, and I know there's a class that you guys do especially for the city, right?
We do like free stuff for law enforcement. And we have the veterans group that they're probably going to sneak in a minute, but and then a lot of stuff behind the scenes we just kind of do quietly. And we have, at any given time, I bet we have 30 or 40 people just on a scholarship. Just it's not, doesn't cost us anything to have them in here, and they just need it. And we're fortunate to be able to do that. And there's more cool stuff coming up too with some of the partnerships we're working with a couple different groups. Announce soon.
So for the people who might not know, is this only for like self-defense type of classes you provide, or is it like for pro fighters as well? So we have, I should have any belts up, but we at the end of the day we're an MMA school, so we're here to fight. 99% of our people will never fight, but we still train the same way. Okay.
I think the difference between a lot of kickboxing schools and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu schools now, they do their classes for their sport. So Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I started 23 years ago or something like that, and it was to make you better at fighting. Mm-hmm. And now it's a whole sport, and so everyone wants to get good at sport jiu-jitsu or competition jiu-jitsu, which, it is good for self-defense, but, some of the stuff that they do, like, I wouldn't want to do on asphalt, and also it puts you in bad positions, and so we use what works. So we wrestle. We use, I call it 90s jiu-jitsu, where, our goal is to get you on the ground, get control, pass your guard, get on your back and strengthen. There's a million different ways to get there. There's tons of options and counters, but guys get tired of me talking about it. But it's like basics win fights. Basics win fights. You don't see these flashy rolling blah 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 stuff in the UFC.
Right.
The guys that get paid the biggest money, you don't see them doing flash stuff. Some of the little guys have some stuff, but the big money guys, basic combos. Get the fight. Decide if the fight's gonna be standing or on the ground and make it work. Don't take unnecessary risks. So,
which one was the first one you started with? Like, was it Muay Thai or was it jiu-jitsu?
so I boxed a little bit in high school. And like my friends and I had boxing gloves. We'd go to the park, and we were a pretty Hispanic area, so we'd box with the old guys, played soccer. I was big with a beard in high school, so I didn't get stuck being beat up by the men. But so I thought I knew a little bit of something, and I thought I was tough. And my roommate at the time, he was doing kung fu, and I think still just got to beat him up. we were messing around one night. This was a long time ago. I think it was 20 or 21, and he put me in a choke and put me to sleep. And I don't know if I really went to sleep. It was a long time ago, but I'm like, oh my gosh, magic. What is this that you just did to me? And so. So that's where I started, and I had to go to his kung fu school, like up in Rancho. Like one of the guys that did kung fu a long time ago. So he was a probation officer in LA. So he would there wasn't a lot of jiu-jitsu out here at the time, so he would go to the original Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Academy in Torrance on his lunch breaks. And then he would come try and show us what he learned during the week, which is terrible. But, so jiu-jitsu is where I started. I loved it, and then did that for a while, and competed a lot. Did horrendous for a very long time.
Was that one of your biggest goals, to try to train to compete, or?
Kind of. One of my best friends, that was his goal, and he was. I realized that there's levels, and not only. As far as you're willing to go, but what your abilities, and you can work through a lot of that. But I knew I wasn't going to the UFC. Like that wasn't in my cards, and so it was. I wanted to be a part of all that. I had a little construction company that did well, and I ran some construction jobs. So going to fight on a weekend for $200. Take a week off of work and go. I got to make weight, do all this stuff, and then it wasn't that great. So I was gonna go get beat up for a couple $100. And if I took days off of work, my guys couldn't work. So it wasn't. In knowing that I wasn't going to make it to the UFC, this doesn't make sense. But I got to be around people that really did have that ability, the work ethic, and all that stuff that goes with it. So, my buddy Dave Cryer, he carried me, man. I would have quit, but he's kind of a jerk. So he was like, we're going to Bakersfield to compete this weekend. I'm like, no, we're going. So, yeah, but it was cool to be a part of him. He's really, really good.
And then from jiu-jitsu, what did you do next? Was there
because
I know you're a very well-rounded
fighter.
I
started. I did a sport jiu-jitsu competition, which I didn't know what that was because it was. I'm old, so this was like there weren't websites, So it was like I had a paper flyer for this sport jiu-jitsu match in Pacoima at some ghetto park.
Oh, wow.
And so I just showed up by myself. And they're like, "Hey, do you have gloves?" So like, "What do I need gloves for?" Jiu-jitsu, we don't punch. Like, "It's sport jiu-jitsu." And so that was my very short-lived MMA career. I got blasted in the leg a couple times. I was like, "Oh, what is this? Like after the guy got done assaulting me, I was like, what is this? He's like, it's Muay Thai. And so I searched all around, try and find someone to teach me, and I finally found it. Again, like kids don't know how lucky you are that there's YouTube and websites, because it was decent Muay Thai up in Rancho at the time and stuff. But I just we were going to see Muay Thai, we were like traveling around, but really then it was just we did a lot of sparring, and there were really high level guys. You know, I started out once I left the kung fu school that we were doing jiu-jitsu at. Found a guy in Norco that was doing it. He was hard to find. 'Cause again, no websites. No one knows. You know, you call 411.
Yellow pages.
He didn't have anything to recycle, so you know, and so I found him, trained with him for a while, traveled around, and my good friend that drugged me around, he started going to Millennia up in Rancho. They're kind of the top gym, man. Like they're who I want to be. You know, they have, I don't know how many numbers. They're 1,000, maybe a couple thousand people, probably. Big gym, about the size of ours. Opened my eyes to really the levels of how good people are. Like I started winning some jiu-jitsu tournaments, thinking I was pretty good, and then, oh no, you know, it was just Steve Martinez at Peerless Jiu-Jitsu. He was up there. Chad Davis was my coach. He was up there, and we were all within 10, 15 pounds of each other, and all kind of the same skill level on what we competed at. And they toyed with me like I was a child. Like just even to this day, I have nothing for either of those guys. You know, and so that was really eye opening. But we just sparred a lot, and they're really good guys in there. So you would just get pointers. Like we had the basics of Muay Thai down. Or like MMA Muay Thai, it's different than traditional Muay Thai. You know? So but we sparred, and so guys would tell me to, hey, you know, just keep your hand to block this. This is the combo. You know, a lot of trial and error, a lot of pad holding, and so that was kind of the path on that. And we've learned a lot too about how to do it right, do it wrong. 'Cause, you know, we took a lot of unnecessary head trauma, just going way too hard all the time. Because you want to fight, right? So fight. But that's kind of our path.
So how do you say you had a construction company, right? That was doing pretty good. And so I'm sure that at that point that was your main focus of just like, this is what I'm doing. How do you go from that to this today? Like having
you know, the construction thing, I kind of knew that wasn't my path. No, things were going all right. We definitely had ups and downs. It wasn't but at the end, I was just running jobs for a company. I was having to travel a lot. It was real stressful. And we had big crews and big jobs. And I wasn't in love with it, but the money was right. I was going the right way. My wife teaches elementary school here in Riverside. And we decided later in life to have kids. So I think we're 34, 35. And so the plan was, like, she's like, never took a sick day, and all the sick time built up, you know, and so she had him in July, early July, and she wasn't gonna have to go back to work till March, and so at that point, originally she was gonna quit her job, and then I just keep going, but I wasn't really around, and then like she got a pay bump and a few things, and so we kind of she took him to the team, you know, she's like, hey, I don't hate my job. But I hate that you're not here. That wasn't. I had a job. I was driving to Calexico every day, and coaching at night, and had a baby at home. It just wasn't. That's not the life I wanted. Right. And so, and neither did she. You know, but she's kind of believed in what we were doing, and she had good benefits. You know, and so we that's when I really started pushing on the fitness kickboxing. So I met, there's a guy here, Clay, he owns the Level Black Jiu-Jitsu. So if you guys see, like, watch Jiu-Jitsu competitions, the cool brand right now is Level Black. And this guy, I knew him from Millennia. He'd come down here and spar with us sometimes. And it's a real cool guy, kind of like you, where he's a pretty successful businessman. And I was just like, I need some I need some advice. And so he put me in touch with a guy that had a boot camp up in Rancho, and that did pretty well. And he was a real good marketer. Mind you, at that point, I'm still a construction guy in my head. So we went and had lunch. The other guy just took me under his wing and kind of taught me how to do ads and write creative and all that. And since then, I've hired a lot of experts and stuff to help me. But that, when we started doing that, that's when we started to take off. But we just weren't dialed, So like we could get people in the door, but it was really grungy, and the program wasn't that good, And it was just me, so like I have fighters over here and trying to tell this mom, no, we can help you lose weight. We're good at this, Got a baby on my chest, So that was how the transition started. I was like, all right, didn't like construction. Let's try this. Let's see if we can make it right. And we would get traction, and I think some of it, I had weird money beliefs around this sport because I did it for free, and I taught for free for a long time just because I loved it and believe in jiu-jitsu and wanted to pass that to people. So we were letting people left and right train for free or pay almost nothing, and realized that it wasn't fair to my family, and so we started making adjustments, and then we got better and better. I got my black belt. Some high-level people come through here. We have like Jalen Turner, Lorenz Larkin still comes in sometimes. We've really fortunate to have some big names come through. All of them really cool too. But it let us see like, oh, there is a path here. So we did that for a while. Then, like I said, when the pandemic hit, that crushed us.
How can we forget about the pandemic?
Yeah, and then we did learn how to be lead. We did have to figure out how to make things happen on no budget. So we took over the gym, and it was doing okay, and then a couple other gyms opened up in the area that kind of hurt our health club side. We're older. I can't compete with. I'm not trying to. I don't want to compete with LA Fitness in those gyms. It's not the market we're after. But so now it took quite a while, but our coaching team's really good, and we're looking for more coaches as we're growing. So, anyone knows anybody?
If somebody wants to coach.
But it's less about skill. We've had some pretty high level people here, right? That are coaching, or not good people. So we used to be really fast to hire and really slow to fire.
Right.
And now we're the other way around. Now it's like, come work out for a while.
Yeah.
We'll see your personality. We'll see if you can not DM the girls in the class. See if you can behave yourself. But yeah.
So since you're looking for more coaches, are you planning to expand more?
Yeah.
Do you guys do boxing here as well? Or?
No, but there seems to be a calling for it now.
Yeah.
And so we're probably at least once or twice a week. I want to get that going. Nothing else. It'll help the MMA guys.
Yeah.
We struggled.
The space.
Yeah. We struggled with putting together a boxing program. Some of it was finding the right coach, right? That makes all the difference. But making it interesting enough where people would stay for more than a month, because if you don't love it, those 6 punches get old. It's not. At least with Muay Thai, you can bring in your knees and elbows and kicks and stuff, and so we're able to hold people's attention longer. If there's someone that just wants to get in shape, we had a really hard time keeping people past 2 months when we were just boxing. Just the repetition of, which I love, but but for the average person, just wasn't enough to be. And again, that was us not doing it right. There are tons of successful boxing gyms. Right. We just weren't doing it right. So now that we're getting better at coaching and have a better facility and we can do more, I think there's a calling for it.
Yeah. Well, it would help, right, for like the Muay Thai fighters and all that
Yeah,
stuff,
for
trying to
sure.
get into
But
competing.
sometimes we'll get like slick boxers come in, and we had a couple of our guys were out at Indio this weekend sparring with some of the boxers. So even though we call it Muay Thai, and it's probably disrespectful to people that do traditional Muay Thai, but we throw kicks, knees, and elbows like the Thais, but our punching is boxing.
Yeah.
Footwork is a lot of boxing footwork. You know, even our stance is different. The way we roll and move in Muay Thai, they're very upright.
Right.
And hands are up. They're not ducking. They're
Yeah,
not bobbing. They're not
I see that.
weaving. You know, where our guys do a lot of movement. So that's one benefit of going under the MMA banner is we don't have to follow any particular martial art. We don't have to be part of a cult.
Yeah.
You know, we can be like,
Yeah.
listen, we use what works, and that changes too. Right? You know, there's stuff that worked 10 years ago that doesn't work now. Stuff that some of the guys are doing now we would have laughed at a decade ago.
So I remember I wanted to get into Muay Thai when I was younger, but it was hard to find, like you said, find somebody to train you. Especially, I grew up in Pomona. There was only more like martial arts type of
Yeah.
classes, karate and stuff like that.
Well, and it's the same thing too with Muay Thai. It's hard. There are very few successful Muay Thai gyms. You know, most of them around here, there really aren't that many. It's hobbyists, right? Or I shouldn't say that because they have. That's not fair. They have regular jobs too.
Yeah.
You know, and the gym kind of supports itself, which is hard. We've been doing that for a long time. But yeah, you have to have a really good program to have hundreds of people doing it that would take to support
Yeah.
not having a day job.
Yeah.
You know. But there are other good gyms around here where there's championship fighters over Blackbeard and stuff that are really good too. But for like gyms that they're able to support themselves and their staff. Like my goal, like I want my staff to make good money. You know, we pay pretty good by the hour and trying to get more and more hours going for it. But I get excited. We just hit a milestone on how much it was payday today. I was writing checks and you guys were coming in, and like, this is the biggest payroll day I've ever had to write checks for, which I should be scary, but I was like, awesome. Hell yeah. We're like, it makes me happy to write them. So like
You're taking care of everybody.
a year ago,
Yeah.
but now it's like, all right, we're breaking through some walls.
No, that's really cool. So you went from owning a construction company to owning a gym, and you say you've had a lot of like very talented fighters here and whatnot. It all sounds really nice, and it sounds cool, right? It sounds like, oh my God, it was so easy. What are some of the struggles that you've faced that you had no idea you were gonna face when you started this?
You know, some of our most talented fighters, right, the guys that I've been with a lot, they to disparage them, but there's always something going on. You know? So my best friend, you know, I'll get into his whole story, but knucklehead. All the bad tattoos, everything you can think of, and it's just a crazy person. But use that, and so there was a lot of like trying to get his knife away from him at jiu-jitsu tournaments, you know, like 'cause he's trying to fight everybody, and you know, but also just there's just always struggles for our competitors, right? You know, there's an amazing amount of stress that they're under, and plus it takes a special person to basically be in your underwear in front of thousands of people fighting another human, you know. And you know, so that and I'm like probably way too emotional, so I spend like I get too tied up in that, you know. And I'm just dealing with shady promoters and trying to get your guys paid, and you know, guys making. We're one thing we do. We're at least semi-professional, right? So we agree. Hey, we're going to show up to fight on this date. Our guys show up. They do their medicals for the most part. Do their medicals on time. Get everything done. So it's easy for the promoter.
Right.
That helps you get fights later. Right? You know, but you know, a week out, we get the call like, hey, you know, your guy's opponent's he's 20 pounds over. and like something ridiculous like that. And you have to decide, like, oh, is it worth it? Or someone gets injured, and you're set to fight this guy that's, equivalent skill level. Like, hey, this guy's available. He's, he's undefeated and he's fantastic. And trying to constantly balance that stuff out. So there's a lot of little battles and just keep people on the straight and narrow. But knowing now, we're a little better at it. And now those guys that they're now mentoring our young guys. I had a different path, so I didn't have all the life experience that some of these guys had. And so, like, me giving advice to somebody about addiction and things like that means less. They know I care, but also I haven't fought through those battles. And so now I have some people around me that have, it's still a daily battle, but I have been to the dark side and come back, and it's so as we get more and more people and these guys that have had that fought under the biggest stage and had battled the biggest demons, they're all part of this and they're gung ho, man. So you'll see, like, if you ever come in at night, you'll see like some of our coaches like in the corner talking with the guy that's crying, just like it's like people just break. And then, hey. So it's wild, man. That's
really cool. Emotional support.
It's not just not just everything you do when it comes to training them, but also they need that emotional support, and sometimes they just need to let things out.
Yeah, for sure. And
that's when you know that a gym is more than just training. It's really helping human beings, and changing lives. And, sometimes there's a lot of things that we don't understand or what people carry, but once they start opening to you, you start listening to their stories, and everything makes sense.
You never know what someone's going through when they come in the door. Generally, if they're coming in to learn to fight, there's something.
It's probably just walking into that door, like, I'm gonna go in there, take some weight off my shoulders, experience a bad day at work or anything. Exactly, or stress reliever.
No, that.
And also, I guess, how should I say it? Kind of like finding out what your body is kind of able to do if you've never experienced it.
I love that aspect of. So we're I haven't actually checked in like 5 months, but we're like 92% Hispanic, and so the vast majority of our clientele are ladies doing our fitness kickboxing, and so for a lot of them, their job has been mom, and they haven't done anything for themselves. They had children young, and then now the kids are a little older, or they get to come out and do something for themselves. A lot of them haven't done stuff, and so once they get to see, especially they come in the room. I have a couple ladies that are 60s, and one of them just turned 70.
Wow.
Like just banging on the bags, and then these this mom that's in her mid 30s that's not done anything but is scared to death. And it's like, I can't fit in. And you see just getting after it, and they're like, oh, can I do? You can do that. So it's like belief breaking. Like, oh no, there's a process. Today's gonna suck. Tomorrow's gonna be worse. But once you get
a couple months,
a couple months, you'll be that person.
That's really cool.
I think it's just making that first attempt and breaking the ice, basically, type of thing.
Oh yeah.
Especially like when you get older, you do have people. Oh, you're getting to that? Why? You're already old. Why?
Yeah.
Why would you do that if you're this old? It's like, who cares how old you are?
Yeah, no. So my coach, he's kind of a legend around. Like he started when he was 30. He's 50. Sorry, Chad. I think he's 56 now. He is the strongest human. My buddy Dave, I was talking about it too. He's really strong. But Chad, he pumps concrete for a living. Wow. So you hold a heavy concrete hose, and he can just grab you and just do whatever he wants with your arm. You can't stop it. There's no, But when people come in, like, oh, that old guy over there that's just ragdolling everybody around the room. Like, he's 56. I used to tease him because they're like, "Oh, you're getting old. I'm gonna pass you." You know. And as it turns out, like I'm getting old and he's just getting better. So like, the gap is getting further. But
Would you say that there's like an age where, I don't want to say you should stop, but where you should probably take it a lot easier, especially in like
learning that right
MMA or jiu-jitsu? Or you're still not there?
yeah, you know,
We don't know.
I don't want to admit it. Yeah, like I've had, for me, 2 years ago, things changed. I tore my MCL and my meniscus, and during the recovery of that, I was also coaching every night, and like we braced it up, and you know, I'm just trying to coach. Messed up my other knee because of that, and my lower back's a mess. So I had to change what I did because I was like, I wanted to be the guy that didn't take a round off.
Yeah.
Those days might be past, you know. But I think it's never too late to start. It's just the intensity to go. You know, a bunch of killer 25-year-olds in here.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, in my mind, like I want to beat these guys. You know, and I might one day, like every one day a week, I'm like, come in and give me help, and then I got to take the days off, let the back heal.
But I've seen that because I was training at Gracie. I paused it for a bit, but even one of the instructors, he's all like, "Oh, I'm having knee trouble. You know, I'm gonna take it about 40% difficult on everybody." Da da da. They put me with him, and all of a sudden he just grabs me. And I thought we're going 40%. This is 40%. I'm like, wow. Well, like
40% is different for
everyone
everyone.
lies.
but just by looking at him, he's probably like I'm gonna say about 60s. But just by looking at him, I was like, oh man, I better be careful. I don't like manhandle him or grab him the wrong way. Oh, hell no! When he grabbed me and he had his knee in my chest and grabbed me with the tequila. Yeah, that's when I was like, oh, wow. I'm like, that's how I want to. When I'm that age, that's how strong I still want to be. Because it's like you say, you start hitting a certain age where you start feeling, I shouldn't say brittle, but a little weaker than the younger.
It takes
the
a
younger
little longer
people.
to get out of your truck in the morning. You know?
You're in that snap, crackle, and pops type of stage in life at the moment. Yeah.
No, and I'm trying to do the right things to make this longer. Because I don't have any ideas that I'm going to be a competitive fighter. I might do some jiu-jitsu tournaments. I have some put my black belt on the line. I need to do that. But I'm working with friends over at York Wellness. They're trying to straighten the old guy out. We're going to do a cold plunge here pretty soon. Allegedly that helps. Like a nightmare to me. But you know, we have a sauna and I've a stretching routine, and I've had to change how I'm working out for instead of just power. Now it's work out so that I can work out.
Yeah.
It's just
The
different.
mobility and all
Yeah, it's just a whole different mindset.
Yeah.
But so it's maybe more fun now though.
So tell us a little bit about your schedule when it comes to classes, and you know, what time is jiu-jitsu, what time is kickboxing.
So yeah, we run our fitness kickboxing. We run 5:30 in the morning, and then kind of take a break. We're actually going to add a 9 a.m. soon. Don't tell anybody. And then 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 8 o'clock. We just run them back to back to back. Muay Thai right now is Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7. But next month when we do our renovation, it's going to be every night. Then we're going to have our kids Muay Thai, same thing Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6. Yeah, that's going to be every night. Then we do our Muay Thai sparring that Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 o'clock. So when regular class gets out, we'll have up spar. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do our MMA practice at 6 o'clock. And we really just use that for whatever's coming up. So it's, right now, we don't have anyone that fights close, so we're just sparring. Just getting around, just getting work.
How young are the kids that how young do you start?
So we'll usually start little boys at 6. Little girls can start at 5. Yeah, we found because it is such a big group, the amount of attention a 4-year-old takes.
Right.
Yeah. So
30 minutes.
Yeah, and so what we would have to charge to have basically, it's hard. One coach, they struggle with the young kids to do more than 6 or 8 on one. So what we would have to charge doesn't make sense. It's like, let's let them get a little older.
Right.
But if you come here in the Monday, Wednesday, Friday at night, there's a million kids out there. We just there's 3-year-olds waiting to get in there.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And my son's one of them. It's only 2, but man, he's punching already, dude.
Yeah.
It's insane. But yeah, no, and so then that also goes for an hour, or is it?
Yeah, those are all about an hour. It really depends on how long the games go at the end.
Right.
I was trying to finish with games, make them smile, make them want to come back,
Right.
and sometimes that drags on, and I'm out in the hall like, come on, we're late for the next one. No, but then we do jiu-jitsu every night. So every night at 7. Again, we get in the other room, we'll do gi, where you wear the traditional uniform, and no gi every night. We're going to start doing some big open mats, which just means people from other gyms can come train. Not always a big fan of that, but it's just because now we had a bunch of guys that are traveling around that refuse to join a gym, but just hit all the free days for places. And those are the ones that like generally don't have the respect and discipline. So they either hurt somebody or get hurt, and then they're worried about it all night. Did they sign their waiver? Did they, so there's a crazy amount of liability that goes with that. But it looks cool on Instagram if you have 40 people. Members don't even show up anymore.
So when it comes to the kids' classes, how long are the classes for?
So we try and run our kids about an hour. They do tend to run a little long with the games, but an hour is the goal. Makes it long enough the kids can learn and have fun, but also we're not tying up the parents all night too.
Yeah, and so if I want to sign up to a class, or if I want to sign my kid up, where do they go? How do they do it?
So we have MMA Riverside for if you want to. We are one gym, but we do have a couple different paths to sign up. So if you're coming in on the fitness kickboxing side, even though one membership lets you do everything,
Right.
But like we talked about, it's scary to come in here.
Right.
So for our moms, if they see like, oh my God, they do MMA, they're not coming in.
Right.
So RiversideKickboxing.com is our Riverside Kickbox on Instagram. Also is our fitness kickboxing side. There's tons of links on there. Put your information in there. I get a ding on my phone and I text you right away. It really is me. I do all the phone calls, all the messaging. Then we set you up the time to come in. Everyone, whether the adult or kid, they get to come in and try it for free. I don't have a sales desk here, so we're up front, tell you what it is, and you get to try it out. If you like it, if you sign up. So usually we give people a free week, come test it out. If on your first day, it doesn't mean you're paying your first day. If you're like, hey, I want to do this, then we give you a bunch of free stuff. We give you our Godfather offer, right? That's what we call it. So you get free boxing gloves, shirts, bags, shin pad. We load you up with all the stuff you need, so you don't have to go buy a bunch of stuff too when you sign up. And we don't charge initiation fees. There's no weird hidden annual fees, and most of our people pay weekly. So it's pretty cheap.
Wow.
The barrier of entry is low, so anybody can get started.
Yeah, and that's awesome. Right? I mean, this is take advantage of it, because I mean, I've never heard of anybody giving you everything that
free
you
gloves
need
too.
to start the class, especially gloves. I mean, these gloves are, I can tell are really good, nice gloves.
Or even a free trial week, dude.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
It's usually like a 2-day or day.
Yeah,
3
and
days.
we want people to one. It lets us test drive the people too, right?
Right.
Like I hate going to gyms and like there's a bunch of tripods out with people. Like if you are trying to be an Instagram model and you want to come in and set a camera up in our women's kickboxing and just like get a picture of your butt while you're working out, yeah, you're not a good fit for us.
Right.
Yeah.
Our young men probably would enjoy that, but it makes everybody else uncomfortable.
Exactly.
And so, so we can kind of make it, help them find their right one. There are other gyms that are looking for that.
Yeah.
They don't tend to last very long, but so yeah, we like giving people the week. So that,
See if they like it.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then, how much does it start? I know there might be, like you. Could
so
do
our kids, they're $25 a week.
Oh wow, $25 and they get all this.
Yeah, and the parents get a free pass for the health club. So,
Hey, what do you guys want?
so yeah, it's super cheap, but it also, like I said, the goal with the place is it's one stop. So,
Exactly.
the parents, the kids are in class, or what we have bar stools up top, so you can look down and see. We have seating inside and outside, but also you can just go work out. We have all the equipment, all the weights, all the treadmills. So if they don't want to jump into fitness kickboxing, we have the next room over. They can just go lift weights, and so makes it pretty seamless. We're kind of maxed out right now, but we don't charge enough. So, but next month when we do our expansion, we're putting wait lists together, and we're going to do jiu-jitsu every day for the kids and kickboxing every day for the kids.
Oh, and it's still going to be the same price?
At least till the first of the year. I'm going to have to. Okay. Trying to keep our prices low.
Which $25 is really nothing, especially now. Like,
yeah, I used to people go downtown spend $18 on a cocktail.
Yeah, dude. So it's like instead of giving your kids a cheeseburger for $25, just bring it, or yourself a meal for $25. That's bad. Just come in
and it's a skill they'll have for life, right?
Right.
It's not. Kind of like riding a bike. But once you learn how to stand and how to hold your hands up the right way, you'll probably never get in a fight again.
Matt, so I want to ask you this. Why are you doing all this? Why $25? I mean, I know you're very passionate, but $25, honestly, like we've been saying here, it's a very low entry low. But what's the reason for that? And I know the type of person that you are. And I probably know the answer, but I want to definitely.
Well, I wanted to do stuff as a kid, and it wasn't an option, And so we want to make it accessible to everybody. Our adults pay a little bit more, not much more. They're 30. They're going to go to 35, but that's 7 days a week of training. But yeah, we're not trying to be the exclusive gym. We're trying to be the gym for everyone. And we are going to be real successful with it. Well, we're not necessarily, trying to get rich off this. We're proving we're on the right path, though. There's money coming in, and we'll have the highest paid coaches of any gym around, which will mean passionate coaches. Which means we get the best coaches.
Well, all of this I think it's a blessing for the community, and I think God sees all this, and that's why you're still here and you're being the way you are and being successful with it. I mean, God sees everything, and just giving back to the community and me just honestly being here. I mean, I believe in Matt. I believe in everything that he's doing. But most importantly, we have that same, mindset of helping people out and helping our communities. And, I would have loved to find a gym, when I was growing up that would give me free gloves. Like he said earlier, kids don't know how good they have it nowadays. So, I mean, for that, I thank you because, there's a lot of kids that are out there that if, you guys are listening to our podcast, you can find a gym that it's very affordable, that you can learn, and not only that, but be part of this beautiful family, and just contribute to everything that Matt's doing, and the vision that he has. And I know that we're gonna do everything in our that we can to help him out, and just be a part of his family and be part of the gym family. But it's beautiful, and I want to thank you for everything that you're doing. With that said, all the kids that are out there, and not just kids but adults, I mean, that's just for you guys to take advantage of. I mean, it's amazing, and just come check the gym out. I mean, it's beautiful, and that's it's one of those things that you'll feel at home right away, and you I mean, that's, to me, that's very important. So I mean, it's one of those things that I can tell you guys, come visit the gym, come check it out, get your free class. I mean, you're not gonna regret it. I can guarantee you that.
And a free class goes a long way, because, like you said, like that's where you'll find. And it's not a free class. That's what's crazy to me. I'm still wrapping my head around a whole week.
Yeah.
So, let's say that I signed up for jiu-jitsu. I have my free class. But I want to do like today. I'll do jujitsu. Tomorrow, can I not do jujitsu and then go lift weights?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'd say it's unlimited. So, like, tomorrow I have a lady coming at 5:30 in the morning, and then she's going to come back and do another fitness kickboxing and then the Muay Thai after.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So it's like an all access.
Yeah, you can do as much as you want.
For a whole week.
I have a bunch of kids from Ramona that come over here, Ramona High School, that just get here at like 3, and I kick them out at 10, you know. But it's just a hangout, you know. It's they're really good kids too. Like they're knuckleheads at first, but they staying clean, and you know, much rather have them in here than roaming the streets.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah. You can
And
do
that
it.
says a lot, you know, that says a lot when someone, especially with kids nowadays,
Yeah.
you know, they would rather be doing other things than good things, you know, and
Yeah.
for you to just, you know, welcome them and just letting them hang out here, and, you know, just that pretty much says a lot.
No, and if they're even if they're not troublemakers, it's getting away from their screens. Like, you know,
Yeah,
like just
absolutely.
instead of just like I just make fun. Like I'll walk around the gym if I see someone just sitting there looking at their phone. Like, what are you doing? I just make fun of them. I'll go take a selfie with them. But yeah, it's important. I have 2 kids, and I'm trying to keep them trying to make them. Can't make kids love the sport, so I'm trying to slowly introduce them into it. But I see it's a challenge. You know, the screen time.
Yes.
That's one of the hardest things nowadays, I believe. Yeah.
Man, because that's all their friends do, and
Yeah.
so it's so addicting. Like I get it, you know. I had to finally put my Call of Duty away because that was hurting my business. Yeah.
Now, for the parents that are going to ask, okay, I signed up my kid. Now I don't want to do it. Do I still get to keep all this stuff that you give me, or do I have to give it back?
No, you get it. You know, we have a partnership with a couple brands that we get stuff at pretty good price. You know, pretty like this is what I wear. I wear all the Breakpoint gear. They hold up good. No, you know, you're kind of committed for 30 days.
Yeah.
So we have to give a 30-day notice, or else the bank won't work with me. Right. So payment processors will not work with you if you don't do that. So, that covers our gear. But we don't. No, that option's there. We even tell people, like, if you decide after your first month, if you don't like it, if you don't like our music, let me know. I'll give you all your money back and keep all the gear. We never had to do it, but
Yeah.
but
And what's crazy is like, dude, the gear. So for a month, let's say it's $30.
it's $120 a month.
120.
$100 for the kids.
You would probably spend more
Oh, yeah.
money on all this
Buying
gear,
all
buying
that gear.
just the gear, than what you're paying for the
Because
month.
even Big Five has a plus for like $60.
Yeah,
it's
that's what I'm
terrible.
saying. like, you know,
So it's like
and so
you're getting all of this, you know.
and classes
And
and gym
classes.
access, and you can
That's-
come whenever you want.
You
Ask
know,
them
we give a
anytime.
little investment in the beginning, and like I said, we don't lock into contracts, so there's some risk to that. And all the gurus, I've joined all these different mastermind groups and tell them what my vision is and what I want to do, and all of them except one's like, oh, that won't work. Like people are just gonna take all your free stuff. I don't think so. And now we're bigger than all these other gyms that they're in, you know, and we're growing like crazy. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure we're leaving plenty of money on the table, but I like what I do. Get to hang out with people I want, and yeah. So it's
But I think you also, as a business owner and having people join, you start learning about them as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and they get to know you as well.
yeah, it's you won't find a more diverse group of people here
Yeah.
than here. You know, it's just we have judges. I have a couple people that I know sleep in their car. You know, like, we have the full gamut, and everyone, you're in the room, everyone's the same. You know, it's cool. It's yeah.
So if somebody hasn't been convinced yet to sign up, if they say that they come from or they watch the podcast, could they get? I know you're already giving a ton.
I'll give them their first month. I'll give all the gear. I'll give them their first month for free.
Oh my god, dude,
What more
that's
do you want?
that's close to $400, three something. You know, like that's insane.
Well, we're confident in what we do. Sounds cocky or whatever, but they have really good coaches, and they care. So you'll feel that when you come in.
Wow.
Promo code Deor.
Promo code Deor, yeah, plug it in.
It's Riverside MMA or Riverside Kickboxing on Instagram. Just text me Deor or message me Deor.
There you go.
And I'll roll out the red carpet for
A
you.
free month.
I'll come
free
pick you
food.
up. I'll give you a ride.
Right.
Rub your back.
I
What
think we
if-
can do something as well, right?
Definitely.
Text us, shoot us a text or a message. Promo code Riverside MMA, and we can see what we can do as well to help.
Yeah,
So there you go. If you need a custom
For
mouthpiece, just hit him up on Instagram as well, right?
We're gonna get you guys taken over the MMA world too, not just
Yeah,
boxing.
everywhere.
Yeah,
We're gonna Riverside's got the Inland Empire's got some up and comers, some gritty guys. We're gonna set the world on fire soon.
That's what I noticed. That there's a lot
It's
of
coming
gyms, a lot of fighters that are from here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been looking around, and now that I've been hanging out with these guys a little bit more, I'm like, dude, where did all these guys came from? You know, you were the only one that I knew, and then out of nowhere, everybody just started popping up. And then every guy that I see, it's like he's either from here, he trained somewhere around here, or he comes over here like to do something along.
All the
lines
coaches
of-
now, like we're all, now that we're kind of like the second generation. Like the first generation got things started. There was no internet or anything, and then now all of us that came up in that, we all know each other now. It's like all the gym owners around here, we all loosely know each other.
Yeah.
And so we talk about it too. And everyone's so good now. Like,
That's great.
yeah, it's nuts.
That's really cool. So what else do you guys want to plug in? Like plug in anything else, like the websites?
Oh no, we're good on that because we want to make it more.
Okay.
So, make sure you cut this out once you edit and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and just.
Is there? I know. I was walking around, and I saw that there's like a bunch of flyers everywhere.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
So-
Are those like special events?
Yeah,
or-
we're doing a trunk or treating for the kids, and then we're doing salsa making contest.
Oh, what?
It's also making content. Yeah,
Which is, I'm worried about because I think it's going to lead to fist fights. Like, we've got some white guy putting together a salsa making contest.
So is it gonna be like how's the judging gonna be on that? Is it like
So
taste, the
so I-
hotness? I mean that's very interesting.
No, so
And this guy knows how to cook really good.
This is what I'm worried about.
Salsa,
So I had a guy that I thought was going to be able to come. He's a chef, and he's got a cool story and all that. But he got booked for a big catering gig.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, so I'm trying to decide if we're gonna do like people's choice,
Okay.
like if they figure out how to vote like tickets or something.
right.
So that's kind of what I was thinking is we'll get in front of everybody's samplings or however we do it. This was like I just come up with ideas. my team's like, all right, we'll make flyers. Like, oh, we're really doing this. All right, let's go. And so I got to figure out how to do that. And
So what are the correct like the things that
Yes.
the sauce needs to have?
I don't know.
Does it have
Anything
to be
else.
spicy, tasty?
It's the open weight division. Whatever you think is best.
Right.
And then it's going to be like the world's cheesiest belt.
Oh,
But
okay,
it's a
okay.
championship
that's
belt.
funny.
So we're going to put some like, I think there's a couple they're like WWF style,
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
plastic terrible belts.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to like glue on some pepper stickers.
That's funny.
But yeah, it's gonna be an annual thing.
Okay, cool.
We've
That's
got
awesome.
a couple like local businesses or
And when is that going on?
the 19th.
Do you have a time frame?
4 p.m. We're setting up, so if, kids will start the trunk or treating at 4:30. We have 2 bands playing, like a
Nice.
DJ. Yeah, it's wacky. So it's really it's a lot of pressure now that I talk about it. We have a couple bouncy houses.
Nice.
We have a volleyball tournament the weekend before.
Okay.
We're doing like MMA against, or Muay Thai against Jiu-Jitsu, MMA against the judo guys. It's gonna be like, but that'll be the final round. Is that night? They have to be in costume.
Nice.
Oh, cool, dude. That would be fun.
So it's all happening October 19th.
Yeah. October 19th.
And if I want to bring my salsa, let's say I'm a restaurant, not mine literally, but let's say if I own a restaurant or something and I want to be part of it, is there still a spot available?
Yeah.
Can they still match?
Yeah, I'm terrible. So I just announced we're going to do something. And so we put our flyers up yesterday, and we posted about it yesterday. So there's an unlimited amount of spots.
Oh, cool.
We'll start figuring it out as we go anyway. So
So if you think you have the best salsa, come check it out.
yeah, someone other than me will pick. Maybe you'll be our judge. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll sort through all that. It'll be wildly unfair, I'm sure, but it'll be fun. I really like to barbecue, so I'm going to do a bunch of smoked carnitas.
Oh, nice.
I don't dare call it carnitas though, because I'll get beat up. But it's smoked pork and tacos. So I'm going to do like probably 60 pounds of meat.
Wow.
And, yeah, it's legit. We have a couple local restaurants are bringing stuff too.
Dude, I'm
Is
getting
there,
hungry.
is there an admission fee for?
No.
So community.
That's
Yeah, it's open to everyone too. You don't have to be part of the gym. Our kids go to the same school, so I have a bunch of kids coming in there. So it should be. It's gonna be chaos.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great.
I mean, it sounds like it's gonna be a really cool event.
It should be. It's our first big event. So don't expect. Keep that bar low on expectations.
It's
Hey,
a starting
sometimes those are the
time.
best.
No, and that's what I want. I don't want
those
this
are the best.
formal. Like I want it to be fun. That's
Right.
all. But this is
Bring the community together.
Yeah, it's all about
That's
bringing
awesome.
the community together. Having fun as a community. I think that's the number
yeah,
one.
and it's safe, right? There's no.
Safe, correct. That's,
They got all the guys have already fought each other in here, so we already know who's the toughest. So
Right.
like you can come and hang out. People will be making drinks and stuff, but there will be no headaches. It's super safe because we have
Yeah, exactly.
50 fighters will be out there. But also, no one's gonna punch each other because I already know where they're at. So,
I already know how hard you hit.
yeah, I don't want to go down that path today.
But no, definitely for our listeners, it's an amazing thing that Matt is doing here. Riverside MMA, thank you for having us here.
Thank you, guys.
Please follow him. Please look him up on, the website. Can't tell you enough, everything that he's doing for you guys. It's amazing. So come support, come take care of your kids here while they're training. You can train. So thank you, Matt, for having us once
Thank you
again.
guys. And thank you for
Thank you so
introducing
much.
us.
No
Follow,
problem.
you hooked it up, man.
My
It's-
pleasure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, until next time, take
Thanks,
count by
yeah,
your.
thank you, man.
Have a good one.
Peace out.